Baxter's Hollow wasn't the kind of place you passed through unless you were lost or trying to be. It was all faded signs, rusted fences, and a single gas station where the old man behind the counter hadn't changed his calendar since 2006. At the edge of town sat the Briar Motel, 7 working rooms. The 8th had been locked since '91, after what happened. But on a quiet Thursday, a man named George Henley walked in and asked for room 8 like it was nothing. George was in his early 60s, neatly dressed, calm, polite. He wore a wool coat even though it was warm and carried no bags, just a leather notebook, scuffed and worn. He paid in cash, exact change. When he asked for room 8, Karen at the front desk hesitated. "That one's not available," she said, but George only smiled. "It's waiting," he replied. That night, the lights in room 8 flickered on for the first time in decades. The AC unit, long dead, whirred to life, and the other guests began to notice something strange. The hallway near the room grew colder. Whispers drifted through the vents, always at 3:11 a.m. The maid found the bedsheets in room 8 folded perfectly, but covered in tiny burn marks shaped like fingers. A vase of dead lilacs sat on the table. No one had left them. Back in '91, a family checked into room 8, a man, a woman, and their daughter. They never checked out. Police found the room empty, sheets soaked in water, television still playing static, bathtub filled with dead lilacs, no bodies, no blood. Just a single word carved into the headboard, OUTSIDE. After that, no one stayed in room 8, until George. Each night, George wrote in his notebook, always at the same time, 3:11 a.m. Staff reported seeing shadows behind his curtains, even when the lights were off. A delivery boy swore he saw a little girl's face staring out the window. Her mouth moved. No sound. George claimed he didn't sleep. Didn't need to. He said the room was helping him remember. "She's here," he whispered once to the night clerk. "But not all of her." One day George left his notebook at the front desk. Karen read it. There were drawings, wild looping sketches of vines, burning lilacs, a woman screaming with no eyes. On the last page, 3:11 is when the veil thins. That's when they take pieces of us. Karen didn't sleep that night. She burned the notebook the next morning, but the smell of lilacs lingered in her apartment for weeks. On George's last night, guests were awoken by a sound, a soft lullaby coming through the vents. Something old, something wrong. When they opened their doors, the hallway was filled with water, cold, ankle-deep, and smelling of flowers. Room 8 was locked from the inside. Karen used the master key. She found George in the tub, fully clothed, smiling. Around him floated dozens of lilacs. On the wall above him, scratched in water stains, were the words, "She remembers now." George's body vanished before police arrived. Only the clothes remained. No trace of blood, no fingerprints, nothing. Room 8 is sealed again. But sometimes at 3:11 a.m., the lights flicker on. A child's laugh echoes down the hall. And in the guest book, a name appears, always in George's handwriting. Henley, room 8. Every town has a room like that. A door that should stay closed. A story no one wants to remember. Baxter's Hollow tried to forget room 8. But the truth is, she never left. She's just waiting for someone to open the door again.